Hey there everyone, and welcome back to another crypto market update. My name is Brendan from Crypto 101, and how do we even begin to explain everything that's happened to the crypto markets here recently? I mean, for starters, Bitcoin has now hit a new all-time high of $90,000 per token. Bitcoin has surpassed silver in market capitalization and is well on its way to $100,000 per Bitcoin. The crypto market as a whole has now breached $3 trillion in market cap, and it may soon surpass France's entire GDP. Coinbase continues to add new features like this new index that they added, which will include leverage options. And Trump continues to pick very pro-crypto advocates for some of his potential positions. So there's a lot to talk about in today's market update. So all that we ask over here is that if you like the content that we make, consider hitting that like button. Consider hitting that subscribe button. And if you really like the content, then check out some of the links that we have in the description down below. So let's go ahead and kick things off with probably the part that the most people are excited about, which is the rising prices, right? I mean, crypto prices have been tearing, and it's not just Bitcoin, it's altcoins as well. And we'll show some of these charts because they're wild. But the crypto market, honestly, here has been going insane. This white line that I have down here, I even have it kind of highlighted, but this is the previous all-time high. And this is what has happened to Bitcoin in the past, like, what is this? In the past 6 days? So if we look at where Bitcoin was a week ago from today, last Monday, Bitcoin rose over 35% to $90,000. And even at its current price, it's still up over 30% over the last week, which is a wild number. Now, people knew that we were going to get up here eventually. I just think people are shocked by how fast we are climbing. And the next big area that I think a lot of people are waiting to see is 100K. And it looks like that's on the table to not only hit before the end of this year, but potentially at this rate before the end of this month, before the end of November. So I don't want to get our hopes up too much because Bitcoin has these periods where it climbs and then consolidates, and then it climbs and then it consolidates. And we could be seeing something akin to what we saw over here when Bitcoin climbed from this kind of same consolidation pattern where it went sideways for about 6 to 8 months over the course of like spring, summer, and fall, and then really climbed from 25K up to around 75K. And even during this period, we had these really fast movements where Bitcoin climbed and then it consolidated for a bit, and then it climbed and then it consolidated, climb, consolidate, climb, consolidate. And I think that we can see something like that over here, where we climb, we might consolidate for a little bit, and then we continue to climb. And that's kind of the way that I see this moving going forward, is that, yeah, I see a lot of bright future, as we'll talk about a little bit later on, but I see a really bright future for the crypto markets. However, I do think we are going to eventually get these kind of shorter periods of consolidation, maybe a little bit of retracement. But the one thing that I think we can all agree on is that despite what kind of consolidation or retracements we get, Bitcoin really does look like it wants to continue pushing higher. And again, the big number on everyone's mind here is $100,000. Now, with Bitcoin pushing up the way that it has here and pushing towards nearly 90K, this makes Bitcoin pass silver, like the metal silver, in terms of market capitalization, which is wild. And on probably even more of a wild note, with the crypto market pushing above $3.1 trillion in market capitalization, which just simply means if you add together the worth of every single crypto, it is rivaling France's entire GDP, which is crazy because they have the 8th biggest GDP behind countries like the United States and China and Germany and Japan and India and some of these other countries. So when we look at the crypto market rivaling some of the world's largest GDPs, it's a big testimony to how far the crypto markets have come. And again, they continue to expand as crypto is being adopted. In previous market updates, we've talked about how crypto is being looked at from retail traders, from institutional investors, from companies, and also from countries. And they're all buying into this idea. Now, if any of you follow me on the Crypto 101 YouTube channel, which you should totally check out, me and TiVo on the crypto market rundown over there have talked about how BRICS is looking at adding Bitcoin to their balance sheet. We've also talked about how the US government might be creating a Bitcoin reserve and adding Bitcoin to its balance sheet, or increasing kind of the exposure in the way that they're doing it. We also know that other companies beyond just MicroStrategy are looking at adopting a pro-Bitcoin strategy. We've seen Microsoft, which is actually going to be voting on that very topic next month. And other companies are also looking into the same thing. We have institutional investors, which are very interested. The ETFs continue to see record levels of inflows, and it just doesn't look like it's stopping anytime soon. And on top of all of this, Trump is continuing to pick very, big crypto advocates, very pro-crypto people into his legislation. And so we don't know the full extent of this, but it looks like of the options available, he wants people that are going to have a positive impact on this. So again, we don't have all the answers. We don't know who's officially appointed into a lot of these positions yet, but it does look like the crypto-friendly options are going to be the ones that get put in, and most of them are crypto-friendly. We know that he wants to get Gary Gensler out of there. I think it's already been officially released that Gary is going to be taking his leave around the end of December, around New Year's. And with that happening, there's a lot of these potential appointees that are really, really focused on enabling the crypto market to succeed and thrive and be successful instead of holding it down with lawsuits and any kind of limiters. And they want clear regulation to be on something like this. And one of the big ways that we see this is that Coinbase is already getting started here saying, hey, it looks like regulation is going to be easing up. People are going to be getting really bullish on the crypto markets. And I think we're going to see a lot more of examples like this one, where companies like Coinbase, pretty much every crypto project, is going to be able to do things that they have never been able to do before. And with that, Coinbase has just launched this thing called the Coin 50 Index, which is going to be available as a perpetual future with up to 20x leverage. Now, what is the Coin 50 Index? Well, this is Coinbase saying we are going to add together the top 50 digital assets that are listed on our exchange. Now, they have to meet certain criterias. They have to meet certain kind of fundamental ideas and stuff like that. And once they meet this criteria, they are added into this index. So it's not the top 50 coins by market cap, exclusively. It has to be the top 50 coins that meet a certain amount of criteria. Like imagine if some meme coin blew up and all of a sudden it pierced into the top 50 by market cap overnight. Well, it probably doesn't meet a certain form of criteria. Now, something that's larger or longer, maybe something like Doge, could be included into that because it's been around for a while. And even though it's a meme coin, it has a little bit of a trading history. And so I'm assuming, well, we don't know all the intricacies here. I'm assuming that's the way that this will work, is that it will roughly be the top 50 coins by market cap that are listed on the Coinbase exchange with a little bit of parameters to make sure that coins that blow up overnight are not simply just getting thrown into this and then maybe a week later getting kicked out of it and replaced with another coin. Because I think that they want to have some sort of consistency over time. But regardless, this is really cool because the rise of crypto index funds and the rise of crypto indices as a whole is, I think, going to play a really big part in the future because not everyone wants to go out and buy 50 different altcoins, let alone know which 50 altcoins to buy. And I think Coinbase and probably some of these ETF providers as well are going to create different kinds of index options that people can get exposure to. And the cool part here is that Coinbase is even going to be allowing people to trade this thing on leverage, which is not historically been a big, focus from Coinbase. In fact, they haven't added any leverage until fairly recently with the addition of their futures contracts, which is still fairly new over there. So the crypto market continues to succeed. We're seeing a lot of love come back to the altcoin markets. And now everyone's asking the question, hey, is crypto finally going to take a little bit of a breather here after hitting $90,000, having its biggest day in price and in trading history? And the answer could be yes. Maybe it takes a little bit of a breather. But as I said in the beginning of the episode, I see crypto being able to push higher. I think that crypto Bitcoin specifically, can break above 90K. I think it can tap 100K. And who knows? I think we can potentially even go higher than that. But Just the other day, I think just yesterday, we had the biggest day in terms of price appreciation in Bitcoin's history. So is it logical that after having, almost a week straight of just gigantic green candle after gigantic green candle, is it possible that we pull back a little bit? Yeah, I think it's okay. I think it makes some sense here. And I don't think it has to be necessarily a bad thing either. So I'm staying optimistic on the markets. As I talked about earlier, I wanted to make sure that I highlight this, but altcoins have been going crazy. I mean, Solana hit a new cycle high of $225 per token. We've seen Aerodrome taking back off over here. I know that I've seen, Sui over here hitting new all-time highs, skyrocketing above $3.20. Even like Radium and Jupiter token have been going crazy, hitting some pretty cool highs. And Aave, which is a centric part of ETH DeFi, has also been doing good as Ethereum's recovery above its 200-day moving average continues. So that's going to wrap us up for this video, everyone. I hope all of you enjoyed, and we make content just like this one every single week. So if you want to stay up to date on everything that's happening, make sure you hit that like button, you hit that subscribe button, and you stick around. Now, for anyone that is new here, if you want to join us and get plugged into a really good crypto community, make sure you head down to that description down below. We got all sorts of great crypto communities and places for you to get plugged into. One of our personal favorites is through Crypt Nation. This is where crypto investors and crypto traders from all around the world come in here, and we have this big community with thousands of people inside of it. And you can interact with not only us as the analysts, but a lot of other like-minded individuals as well. So if that interests you, check out the link in the description down below. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see all of you at the same time, same place next week.